Thanks for watching Afternoon Live. Our next guest's new book offers a natural way to address ADHD symptoms in kids. We welcome to Afternoon Live the author of Thriving with ADHD, holistic health and nutrition practitioner. Dana Kay is with us today. Dana, thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
First of all, can you just quickly break down ADHD and the symptoms that you see?
Yeah, definitely. Look, it's one of the most common mental disorders affecting children. In the USA, there's 6 million diagnosed, and 3/4 of them are actually receiving a strong treatment of medication and or behavioral therapy. And symptoms of ADHD vary so much from child to child. When my son's ADHD symptoms were at their worst, he struggled to sit still. There was a lot of emotional dysregulation, and I really felt like our whole family was walking on eggshells. Now, there are many, many symptoms. Some of them are impulsivity, fidgeting, unable to focus or pay attention, excessive physical movement and talking, aggression, and emotional dysregulation.
How can diet play a role in reducing triggers?
Oh, well, diet is the foundation of health. And I often think of it like this: when you're building a house, a solid foundation isn't optional, it's a necessity. And so if you don't have a solid foundation, that house isn't going to be very strong. And it's the same way with our body. It's our foundation. And if our diet is poor, we can never function at our best. Now, if parents want to reduce ADHD symptoms in their children, they need to do much more than just give them a supplement or a pill. You know, supplements can be really effective, and so can medication. But if children continue to eat processed inflammatory foods like gluten, dairy, and soy, those ADHD symptoms are not going to go away because the foods they are eating are exacerbating symptoms.
Is it about actually eliminating those things, or can you have a little bit?
Well, that's a really, really good question. The way that I teach families that I'm working with around the ADHD diet really focuses on 3 steps. Step 1 is to reducing the stresses and the inflammation in the body, the brain, and the gut, because these stresses are driving each of our children's symptoms. And those top 3 inflammatory foods that I just mentioned, gluten, dairy, and soy, are big drivers of that. And so we remove them out to reduce the inflammation in the body. When you're reducing inflammation in the body in the starting period, it is best to avoid it 100% so we can really reduce that in the body. But afterwards, every child is different on whether or not we give a little bit here or a little bit there. Now, I also recommend families of children with ADHD avoid artificial flavors, colors, and excess sugar, along with reducing the amount of processed packaged foods. But step 2 is really about replenishing the body. Focusing on replenishing and restoring balance in the body through specific natural strategies, raw materials from foods and nutrients really needed to foster that emotional regulation and brain development, because it's not just about what to take out, it's also what to put back in. So really focusing on, whole foods, nutritious fresh fruits and vegetables, grass-fed animal proteins such as meat, poultry, seafood, eggs, and also plenty of healthy fats like avocado, coconut, and olive oils. You also want to be drinking plenty of spring water, so you're avoiding harmful chemicals that are in some waters, but also water helps the body detox and remove the toxins that are already there. And so all of those foods are really great about bringing those nutrients back so their body and their brain can function at its best.
What are the supplements that you were talking about? Is there like fish oil, or is it supplements more so for the brain?
Yeah, look, that's a really, really good question. The one thing to keep in mind with supplements is that every child is a bio-individual, meaning that every child's unique, and what works really well for one child may show little or effect for another. So that being said, there are 4 that I really do love for children with ADHD, and one of those, as you mentioned, is a good quality fish oil for omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids. And there are lots of studies out there that show that fish oil can support memory, hyperactivity, clear thinking, behavioral disorders, organization skills. Another one is a good probiotic, because the gut-brain connection is massive. And that's a whole nother topic for another day that I could spend a whole session on. but really, supporting the gut, allowing the body to detoxify, balancing the gut, and it allows the brain to balance as well. The third supplement that I like is magnesium because it makes a surprising difference to kids' anxiety and depression. It also aids in sleep and also helps with hyperactivity. And there's a lot of research studies to suggest that children with ADHD and anxiety often have low magnesium levels, and using supplements can have a calming effect on their whole body. And then the final supplement that's my top 4 would be vitamin D, and that can work wonders to support children with ADHD and anxiety, especially when taken in conjunction with omega-3s. But the best way to get that vitamin D is to get outside into the sunshine. But if that's not possible, then definitely supplementing with the vitamin D supplement can be very beneficial.
Dana, such great information. Thank you so much.